My lord, it seems like it's been forever since I actually did a video. Well, it's only been a little over a week, I think. But anyway, it's because I've been busy and uh, I haven't been left alone in the apartment, which is good. It keeps my anxiety to a minimum. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing amazing and I hope that you're having the start of a great day. Can't believe we're nearing Thanksgiving, which is next Thursday. But anyway, a special good morning to Ecto Eric, the Silent Collector, Ventra, Raggedy, Pinky J, Raggedy Balboa. Love that name. Nick, Mike, Sayer, and Superman Ultimate. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Ooh, almost had a hiccup there. Thank you guys so much for just taking the time out of your busy day and just taking a look at my video for what it is, and or just leaving a comment. You guys are the best, and I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys already got yourself prepared for next Thursday if you celebrate. That is, hopefully you guys aren't working that day either. All right, this figure was gifted to me a couple of years ago, which is funny. I went with Uncle Timmy to Walmart. He works at the Walmart that we go shopping at. We went there to go buy some groceries, and as I said before, I usually go into the toy aisle to see what they have. 9 times out of 10, I don't buy anything, but I usually buy myself online. As you guys know, I usually go to Best Buy, Amazon, or Entertainment Earth. Oh, not Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, excuse me. I only ordered once from Entertainment Earth. And I also buy from Target and Walmart. But um, I saw this figure there, and my uncle was like, "What's that?" I said, "It's from the movie Dune." And he's like, "Oh." I looked at it. I'm like, "Oh, it looks like Timothée Chalamet." I put the figure back. Anyway, I went to do my grocery shopping. Timmy went to go do his. We met up um, at the checkout, and I was putting my stuff at the checkout, and he was in a separate line. But anyway, after we came back home, he takes out the figure. I'm like, "What the hell?" He goes, "Oh, I saw you eyeing it." I'm like, "Oh my god, I haven't watched any of the movies yet." Not that it's a big deal because I have bought action figures before on movies that I have not watched. So he gave it to me. I was grateful because he goes, "You're always cooking for us and you clean and all this other stuff." He goes, "So, you know, thanks." I was like, "Aw." I kept putting my groceries away. Timmy put it in his closet in the living room, which he forgot to tell me. And taking out the Christmas tree, well, the stuff for the Christmas tree that we're going to put up this weekend out of the closet, he saw the figure and he was like, "Oh, Chris." I'm like, "Yeah, I forgot." He goes, "And you forgot." He gave me the figure. I'm like, "Oh, Jesus. This is from a couple of years ago. I think more than a couple of years ago. This was when the first movie came out." Anyway, I opened the box today like I normally do because I'm all thumbs and opening up, you know, uh, what it, an unboxing type video, and I don't know how to speed up a video because I'm not good at editing. I'm opening up the box. I'm looking at the figure real quick, and I'm looking at the articulation. And I'm like, why does the figure feel familiar? But before I go any further, this figure is based off the Doom film. It's a Build-A-Figure, and it's the character of Paul Atreides. I haven't watched the movie yet, so the House of Atreides, and it's part of a Build-A-Figure wave. Let me see if you guys can see it. I don't know who that is. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Rabban? Let me hold on a second. My eyes are Rabban. Oh, okay, or Rabban. But I'm looking at the. Oh, let me show you the side. I'm such a dingus. Side of the box. Yeah, my kitchen top is kind of small. But I was gonna say, since it's the first time I opened the figure, and I'm looking at the figure, I said, "This the figure, the mold feels familiar," and I'm an idiot. It should feel familiar because it's done by McFarlane Toys. I was like, "What? What? McFarlane?" The figure had a tell. I should have picked up on it. Looking at the figure and the articulation, I'm like, it reminds me of the McFarlane stuff, even though it didn't say McFarlane. Let me see. Oh, here's the barcode. I'm not sure how that helps, but there you go. Um, yeah, I tore this by accident. I doubt that I'm gonna keep the box, but it's really nothing special. There's no art in the back. It just shows the figure, and I think a little bit of a blurb. I think I haven't watched the film, so I'm gonna probably watch it because I'm not a huge sci-fi person. So, one of my dearest friends, who's like 1,000 years younger than me, is gonna go to a because we go into chat sometimes and we watch movies together. So, this is a figure. My brother just texted me. Uh, yeah, he uses his familiar articulation on his figures. Got that toe articulation. I hope my videos are a little better now than the way I was doing it before. I can't believe I had you guys suffer through that. I am so sorry. My apologies. Your eyes must have been crisscrossed watching my videos. Oh my god, if I get sued. Oh dear lord. Can you imagine? You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go straight to jail. I'll never make it a night. I think the likeness is there of Timothée Chalamet. Let's see. Oof. And he does have a waist articulation. Does he have? I think this is kind of rubbery. Oh, just like his other DC figures. So I'm not sure why I'm acting surprised. If you guys watch the films, because I didn't even watch the original from the 80s. The first one came out in 84. Yeah, it's a little stiff, and I don't want to break it because it was gifted to me. I don't want to have a mishap like I did with the Superman figure, the Action Comics 1000, Tom McFarlane. I think the likeness is there. You know what? I haven't even watched Wonka yet. Oh, I'm a dingus. No wonder McFarlane. Uh, he's licensed to do Warner Brothers action figures. Dune and Wonka, they're Warner Brothers productions. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have picked up on that. Okay. He's not a bad figure if anyone's interested, but he does come with the build a figure pieces, and he comes with three daggers, which they kind of popped out, and I just put them back in real quick. I don't want to lose them, but he does come with three daggers. Should I take them out? Should I take them out? Yeah, let me do it real quick. Oh, see that? How was the sound too? Because I got that dead cat mic thingy to see if it helps. I'm not sure. Uh, there we go. Oh, I don't want to drop. I think they're different. Those two are the same, I think, except for this one. This one's a little longer. There we go. I haven't watched the film, so I cannot tell you if I like, you know, if I'm gonna like it or not. But my friend Zach is gonna watch it with me. I think my friend Monica, shockingly enough, she watched the original. Uh, I think it's on Peacock. I think. Don't quote me, or it might be on one at HBO Max. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's not a bad figure. It's the his typical the typical molds that he used. It's not bad. Like one thing he does have, he has great hair. That bastard. Let me put him back on the stand because it doesn't come with anything else. Um, but speaking of movies, I need to get this off my chest because it's something that's been. I think you guys know that it bugs me, but these influencers like John Campea, Grace Randolph, the Critical Drinker, the Nerdrotics, the other dozens of channels complaining all day long, making money, bashing films, and asking the question, is Hollywood suffering? And they'll give you their reasons on why a movie flops. But if you notice a trend with all those channels that I mentioned, they never mention that movie theaters are so expensive. Thank God I'm reading comments that, especially like from Eric, saying that movie theaters are expensive. And they are. The last time I went to the theaters, it was to go see Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness. I love that film. I love horror, and I loved it. That was the last, I think, Marvel film before Deadpool and Wolverine that almost made $1 billion in the box office until Deadpool and Wolverine. Which I gotta say, I think, for me, in my opinion, uh, Multiverse of Madness is better than Deadpool and Wolverine because it really added nothing to uh what do you call that, to the MCU. It was just an end to the Fox universe. But anyway, but it still made a $1.3 billion in the box office. So it's neither here nor there. Both good movies that made money. But these channels, they're not truthful. They're being disingenuous. And it's just sickening at this point where I'll get, they'll show up on my recommended. This movie flopped because of this and this and that. And this movie flopped because of that and that and this. And I'm like, okay, but you're not speaking how expensive things are getting to the regular man and woman out there who have to bust their ass to go to work, put food on the table, pay rent, gas, electricity, cell phone, insurance. Do you think that going to the theaters is more important than those things? It's just so annoying. And I know that it's trying to make money because it's their job, because they're being paid. But come on, it you gotta be more sincere and honest and less biased when you're doing these videos. It's nerve wracking. It gets under my skin. My blood pressure goes up. Uh, Movie theaters are expensive. For one, that should be one on the top of the list of why movie theaters are suffering. Um, Also, the experience of going, you don't know who you're sitting next to. If they're going to talk throughout the movie, if they're going to be noisy. Some of them are probably bringing younger children, like say 5 or 6, where they're crying. Well, younger than 5 or 6. Sometimes they're bringing babies in there because my friend Zach told me that he went to go see Chainsaw Man, which only did 168 globally, an anime film. Um, I'm not sure what the budget was for that film, but that's what it made globally. He says that somebody brought their a year old kid in there, and kid was crying, and he was so upset because he paid $25 for the ticket, I think, in Georgia, and he was angry. So if it's a toss up to spend that kind of money and not knowing the type of viewing experience you're gonna have, or stay at home, because me and him, we watch a lot of movies. We go into PlayStation chat, we synchronize a countdown, and we watch a film. I'd rather stay home. We have big screen TVs. We got surround sound. There's really no need to go into the movie theaters and then spend money on food. That's stupid. Um, those are the things that they don't chat about, and they only highlight movies like, say, the MCU or a superhero film. They'll say, "Oh, well, this movie flopped because of this and this and that." I gotta tell you guys, movies have always flopped, even from the '80s. Um, the first Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger did not do well, and it's based off a Stephen King film. Excuse me, a Stephen King book, a short story on top of that, not a big book. It was from a short story. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Hunger Games took inspiration from the Running Man for them to do that, uh, their movie. But we had the Running Man that didn't do well, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Um, the Shining. I think I said this before, but it bears repeating. It flopped in theaters when it came out in 1980. I was 10 years old. That movie flopped. My mother loved it. She went because we love horror. I got that from her. May you rest in peace, Mom. Love you. And they'll they're giving the impression to their viewers on their channels that before 2015, 2016, movies were billion-dollar blockbuster successes in Hollywood. Every film made money. No. It's a Wonderful Life was a $2 million flop. And when did that movie come out? But yet now it is considered a holiday classic. How many times have you guys gone onto Netflix or, say, gone on Twitter and said, and it will read, "Oh, a movie that flopped 15 years ago is now trending all over Netflix or social media because people are watching it." It happens. But don't look to those subscribers for the truth, because they're not going to tell you that. They're getting money from their sponsors. They're, they're getting paid. So as much as I'm going to sound like a little conspiracy nut, they're getting paid by people, and their stuff they're probably are not allowed to say. But I'm just glad that lately I'm seeing people in the comment section getting upset, saying that they cannot afford it. I know I can't afford it. I gotta pick my poison: either streaming services and action figures, and the occasional video games, because I do play video games on PlayStation 5, but I'm not a gamer like my friends are. But I do play the occasional games because those games are also cinematic. The landscaping of how to be entertained has changed so much within the last 5 years because of streaming, but because of also video games. There are times I go into a chat with a friend of mine, and he'll share play his video game, and I feel like I'm watching a film. I'm like, wow, these are really, really good. Like The Last of Us Part Two. I know that game got a lot of flack, but it was a brutal game, and I liked it. Of course, the first one was, a little better because, a character was there as opposed to the second game, but still, it wasn't bad. Um, it's just, like I said, it gets under my skin, and my blood pressure goes up when I see stupidity like that, especially when they're being so disingenuous when they're giving a reason why a movie flops. And so many films have flopped, but they don't highlight it, within the last couple of years. The last two Tom Cruise Mission Impossible films, those flopped in theaters. You can't expect a lot of people like the Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, um, who was the other one? I forgot the other uh, young guy that's always complaining about movies, which makes me wonder: are they really watching these movies? I don't know, but they won't highlight that. They'll highlight the MCU films or uh, the superhero genre, more or less, and it's just very very annoying. I kind of wish I can block those channels for appearing in my recommended. Unfortunately, I can't. But it's just very nerve wracking. But enough of me complaining about that too. Like I said, I don't want you guys thinking that's something that I'm gonna do in every time I show an action figure. I'm not. It's just that with the new Running Man film that came out and looking at some of the titles on why that movie flopped, and I'm like, the first one did not do well either. Just like Blade Runner, the first one did not do well. They decided to do a sequel, which also flopped. The Fall Guy flopped, starring Ryan Gosling, based off an old TV series starring Lee Majors. A lot of the younger generation, uh, it's not gonna know what that movie is about. And once they hear that it's based off an '80s show, they'll be like, I'll watch it on Peacock. My friend watched it on Peacock, and he liked it. He loved it, but he did not go to the movies to go see it. So there's so many movies over since day one. Some of them did not do well off the bat, but they became masterpiece classics later on. Um, but yeah, and look, all I can say is any franchise that are hits for a while, there's a saying: "What goes up must come down," and MCU already has 40 films uh, aside with TV shows. I didn't think anyone should expect it to last forever. I know I didn't. I already knew that after Endgame that the movies weren't going to do so well, and I said as such after going to the movies to see Endgame. It's kind of hard to top it. But anyway, my peoples, I'm like I said. I hope this did not bother you as much, but I just want to get that off my chest. And like I said, if you go back, you'll notice that a lot of films weren't all instant classics right off the bat. It took a bit. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. I love you guys, and I'm so glad that you guys, when you guys do post comments, that you do it in such a great way. It's uplifting. You guys also save my ass when you do. You keep my mind from running away when I'm by myself. When you do leave a comment, so just now when you guys do, when you leave a comment or you look at yourself in the mirror, just know that you're saving a homo in Virginia from overthinking stuff. And I don't like lying. It's already bad enough that I'm gay. I can't get paid to lie. I don't need that. I like to sleep put my head on my pillow at night in peace, knowing that I didn't harm anybody. But anyway, hope this video didn't bother you guys. Stay safe. I love you. You're the guys are the best. And if I don't do a video before Thanksgiving of next week, have a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. And I hope you guys aren't working on that day either. Anyway, peace.